Yo, what up? What's going on? What up? What up? What up? So I just wanted to comment on what's going on right now with ESPN, Kirk Herbstreit, Reese Davis, Shannon Sharpe, Stephen A. Smith. I wanted to give a quick opinion about comments Shannon Sharpe made. So I just want to say this. I think that personally, Shannon Sharpe has been awfully emotional lately. I'm going to have grace with my comments, as you know, at the same time that I'm saying this. I do think Shannon Sharpe has been growing at a rate that the internet hasn't necessarily seen. Sports pundit, new age sports pundit journalists haven't necessarily seen. Shannon has been working tirelessly, and he's been doing great content. He's been creating some really great stuff. With that, I'd just also like to add, though, where is his sense of emotional maturity, his sense of camaraderie? When Kirk Herbstreit made the comments that he made, he said something along the lines of, and I'll try to pull it up, but he said something along the lines of, you know, he wants to see what ESPN's First Take has to say about Ryan Day now that Ohio State basically spanked Tennessee.
Pundits on this network and other places talk about that with certainty.
Yeah.
It's nonsense, frankly. I mean, the public doesn't pull the trigger and get rid of the coach.
No.
The administrators do, and they're behind them.
Yeah. First Take tried to fire him. They thought he was done. So I'll be excited to see what they talk about on Monday after this performance. They had him out. They're trying to find replacements. But here he is. He's still got his hat on. He's still coaching.
The way that they did. And Stephen A. Smith addressed it, and Shannon Sharpe addressed it. And when Shannon Sharpe addressed it, he was awfully emotional with his statements, talking about the big bosses here at ESPN can't stop me from what it is that I got to say. So don't mention me. Don't bring my name up into it. And I think this morning he released a video talking about how him and Kirk have had discussions, and they've kind of rectified their situation or what have you. That's fine. But he still said what he said, and he still acted a complete ass on First Take. I wanted to say this. Where's your professionalism, Unc? Everybody calling you Unc. Like you got wisdom and you've been seeing this and doing this for so long. Where the hell is your professionalism, man? I get if, maybe you're a bit on the defense because everybody's coming for you right now about so many different things, the random jumping on Instagram, having sex with whatever her name was, people accusing you of potentially being homosexual, and something about black women, and it's a lot of people coming for Shannon Sharpe, and that's what happens too when you up there, you at the top, and it happens so fast that it could be hard to deal with. So I understand that. I could understand if he's just so readily on the defense that he just feels like he got to be ready to protect himself or defend himself. But bruh, you doing really well. You got multiple shows that you on. You don't need to do that. You don't need to start talking crazy on television. It's a lot of young men who look up to Shannon Sharpe, to Stephen A. Smith, because, they're African American, or because they just want to get into sports journalism. And, they see themselves as somewhat similar, maybe based on their delivery, maybe based on their skin color. I don't know. But there's a lot of people who look up to these guys. There's a lot of people who think that these guys have made it. in the sports business in a way that maybe they can make it too, because not everybody can make it to the league. You know what I'm saying? Stephen A. Smith talks about how he wasn't able to make it to the league. However true that is, it don't matter. However true his athleticism history is, that don't matter either. The fact of the matter remains is he's doing well for himself. He's currently in contract negotiations with ESPN to potentially come up pretty big and, you know, in an unprecedented way, especially for an African American. It's hearsay. I just think that Shannon Sharpe is really the person I'm addressing more so. Bro, chill out. Chill out, bro. And relax, bro. I mean, appreciate what you have. Try to appreciate it so much so that you're not constantly coming for whoever, whenever, however. I also think it's a really bad look to try to come for Kirk Herbstreit when he's white and you're black. You work for the same network. You clearly want to work for that network. You clearly appreciate working for the network. But also, all Kirk Herbstreit said was, I want to see what the guys on First Take have to say now because Ryan Day did what he did. Where are the fighting words in that? Where the hell are the fighting words? The only people who put out any fighting words was Shannon Sharpe. Kirk Herbstreit, former athlete. He is a total professional. And all he's basically saying is the game's aired on ESPN and there's another show on ESPN called First Take, and those guys, as well as the audience, as well as the crowd members, the people who didn't show up to the game, as well as me, those guys all were coming for Ryan Day's job. Bruh, it's okay, bruh. That's okay. There ain't nothing wrong with the statements that you made, even if the statement was right or wrong. It's nothing wrong with it. Hell, you might be right. He might lose to Oregon so bad that he do get fired. What you gotta try to come at the man for with fighting words? Like you gonna say something so bad that you would put your own professional opportunities in jeopardy. What are you doing? What are you even talking about? And how can anybody really look to you as a guiding light of anything when it comes to sports, when this is how you behave when somebody has something to say about something you said? You said it, and now you got something to say about them addressing you. And lastly, Kirk Herbstreit saying, I look forward to seeing what the guys on First Take got to say. Bruh, if anything, he's shouting you out, and he's letting you know, I watched that show and they had trash to talk too. He a former athlete, you a former athlete. So what's wrong with a little bit of a competitive conversation, a competitive back and forth? What's wrong with a little bit of verbal tennis? Why you got to take it to a point where it's a matter of the bosses can't stop me from me saying what I got to say? And then on his show this morning, he started saying like he was talking like as if, no, we handled that. We rectified everything. But then he said something about, he made some dumbass comment about the clouds and the sky and how the cloud, I'm not gonna stop until the clouds. Shannon, dog, I can't cancel you. You know, I'm one person. I'm one view. I'm one like. I'm one dislike. I'm one share. I can't cancel you. You know what I'm saying? But you can damn sure cancel yourself, and you could damn sure put yourself in a situation where all the emotional effort you're putting into your work disappears because of your lack of emotional maturity. The man called you out, own it, bro. Own it. I'm a really big fan of Colin Cowherd. He got a great segment, I think it's on Monday mornings, and it's called Calling Right, Calling Wrong. And he talks about what it is that he thought would happen, and he talks about how he was right or wrong about it. So if he gets his opportunity to strut across the stage like he Ric Flair after getting a dub because he said so many things were going to be right, he'll strut. If he gets an opportunity to address what he thought was going to happen but didn't happen, he'll tuck. And he'll say, so that was wrong. And then he'll get right into his monologue and move on from there. Don't nobody expect none of these pundits to be correct 100% of the time, no matter what kind of approach they got. It don't matter how loud Stephen A yells. It doesn't matter how many different dictionary words Stephen A chooses to use. Nobody trusts. Let me phrase that. Everybody who listens to First Take or Stephen A. Smith, they don't all just live or die on the information that he shares. He's one person, he's one pundit, and he's damn sure not always right. It's nothing wrong with somebody calling you out and just saying, I look forward to seeing what those guys have to say. Again, like I said, all he did, in my opinion, was just say, everybody was calling Ryan Day out, including First Take, one of the most, if not the most, talked about sports shows globally. And even they said this. And now Ryan Day just had maybe his best performance ever as a head coach. And so I look forward to seeing what those guys say. Because he's essentially saying, bro, every morning I turn my TV on and I listen to what the hell y'all got to say, because that drives me too. Just like how Michael Jordan used to take press clippings and put those up in the locker room because it inspired him. Okay, well, sometimes you guys maybe inspire people too. So I don't know why the hell Shannon Sharpe had to get so defensive. It was weird. It was embarrassing. Just as another African American who is intrigued by the sports journalism world. Like, bro, carry yourself a lot better, man. Do better. I had to even comment that on his show, on his segment this morning. Do better, man. Do better. Ain't nobody got time for all these damn apologies. This a whole apology tour that Shannon Sharpe is on. Come on, man. It's time for you to clean up your act, bro. It's time for you to clean up your act. I don't know if the fact that you getting to work from home more than you got to go in is doing something to you, professionally speaking, emotionally speaking. But, bruh, it's starting to show all up on you. Do better, man. Do better. Whether you see this or not, I don't care. I just needed to put this out into the ether because sometimes it's hard to watch y'all when y'all just be crashing out for no reason. And y'all just be looking crazy and talking crazy. Do better, man. If you got to this part of the video, I appreciate it. I'd appreciate it even more if you messed around and you decided to subscribe. You dig?